about our hometown. Red Cup summers and Vine Street lights. We button up every Monday and we tie it on Friday night. So here's to the weekend. Families first and our best friends. Crimson and white, those Ferris wheel lights. This year, let's do it again. So raise your glass and raise it strong. For those who are here and those who are gone. Wherever they are, let's hope they're raising hell. Let's raise a glass. These are our best days. Raise a glass. Here's to being Paso made. This place we call our home. Softball games and wine and beer homegrown. Monday night we're gonna do it all over again. So here's to the weekend. Families first and our best friends. Those four-wheel drives and suntan lines, baby, you look good again. So raise your glass and raise it strong. For those who are here and those who are gone. Wherever they are, let's hope they're raising hell. Let's raise a glass. These are our best days. Raise a glass. Here's to being Paso made. So let's raise a glass. These are our best days. Raise a glass. Here's to being Paso made.
Good morning. Today's the 12th of April. That's my band, the Small Kicks, playing a song that we wrote called Paso Made. It's Paso week, Templeton versus Paso. Yeah, I'm from Paso, but we live in Templeton now. But this song's about being Paso made. We had fun with this one. All right, we'll listen to some more of that later. Good morning. It's the Morning Buzz. My name is Mike Brady. I am the host of the Morning Buzz. Today is the Monday edition. It's April 12th and week 6. This is week 6 of the show. Wow, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate all the feedback that I've been continuously getting from everybody about how we can improve the show, what things we can do to make it better. I've got a strong Dutch contingency of following from the Netherlands who has been gracious and kind enough to give me some good feedback. And hopefully we're going to have Mr. Onings, Hank, come in and do some audio for us too. So he's suggested that we kind of spice it up a little bit and get some of that Netherlands flavor for the show. And so definitely, we will take him up on that, Hank. I am holding you to that. I'd love to get you to go give me some liners and some. He wants to do like a show opener that's like this, pew, pew, lasers, and say the Morning Buzz. And so he was giving me some examples of that on Friday, Saturday night. So yeah, Hank, definitely, you're on. I'll take you up on that. What a weekend, huh? What did everybody do this weekend? I can tell you that Friday night we went down to St. Joseph's and traveled down there with our boys football team and got down there around 5:30. I'll tell you, it got cold and windy quick down there. And I was set up in the press box, which if you've been to St. Joe's Stadium, the press box is basically like it's almost like a chicken coop that's just extended up about 50 feet up in the air. And was super windy, and the whole press box would just blow back and forth. And we were on the very top. The coaching staff, the offensive and defensive coordinator up top for both teams, and then myself and Ben, who was operating the cameras, were also up there. But luckily, we had a wind block. Those of you who weren't in the press box did not have a wind block, so it got super cold and windy. And yeah, I mean, it's St. Joe, right? It's Santa Maria. It's what you would expect. The boys, they went down there. We had lots of traffic on the way down. I think it's just the Friday thing that happens now on that southern route, right through the beach cities. And as a kid, I don't remember any traffic on the Central Coast, but nowadays you've got pretty much bumper to bumper, slow rolling Friday afternoons headed southbound. And so it took us a little bit to get down there, but we got down there. And like anybody from the North County who goes to Santa Maria, the first thing you do is you drop everyone off that needs to get to the stadium early, and then you go to Chick-fil-A. And so the people in the car with me, my wife, and a couple of the other people who have kids on the team, they said, okay, you guys go do your thing, we're gonna go get Chick-fil-A. And so always enjoy Santa Maria's trips to Chick-fil-A. And yeah, there's lots of controversy and political issues around Chick-fil-A. It's food, it's delicious, they do a good job, great customer service. So I don't even go into the whole political thing, but Chick-fil-A, getting set up for the game, warm-ups, the kids were pumped, they were fired up. St. Joseph has a super strong, really good football team. They are big, they're fast, they've been playing longer together. They just kind of manhandled us and put it to us. And there may have been some questionable things and whatnot, but at the end of the day, we played another level of competition that we've never played before. And our boys, the score does not reflect the boys' heart, the boys' work ethic, the coaching staff's heart and work ethic. Any given Friday, anything could happen. And I think that if we were to play them again, the score would have a different it would say something different at the end of the game. But it's a bummer. We've had a great season so far, and there's lots to be proud of. Friday was a low point of the season. We had some injuries which were devastating to our kids and the staff and the team and the school. And so we wish all of those boys who got injuries, we wish them well. We wish them fast recovery and healthy future. And so, but you know what? That's life, and that's sports, and that's football, and we live to see another day. And here it is, Monday. It's game week. We've got Paso this week. The past is the past, and so let's focus on Paso Robles this week. I'm super excited about this. I still want the boot. We need a boot trophy. Can we please, somebody out there in the audience, I want us to put together a trophy that Paso and Templeton can go back and forth with whoever wins the game. Well, let's call it something like the Salinas boot or something. The I don't know. I'm willing to do the legwork to put the trophy together. I need help. I need suggestions. I need just anybody who can tell me, yeah, do this. This is what you need to do. And because in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we've got a boot. Half of it's painted green, half of it's painted crimson, and then it's on a plaque. And then maybe the boot's got a football helmet on it. I don't know. I'm just trying to brainstorm it. I've never put together a trophy before, so any help would be greatly appreciated. So Paso this week, Paso pulled off a victory. So I think that's their first win of the season. Congratulations to our little boy, Leo Kemp. Leo scored a touchdown. Leo is a great kid, and we love him to death. And that's right, we are shaking off St. Joe and moving on to the Bearcats. So Bearcats, it'll be a great game this week. And it's at our house, and so that'll be fun. The weather this week is supposed to be good, right? What's it saying here? Friday, high of 73 as of now. So yeah, I mean, it's starting to look a lot like spring, which is nice. The weekend was gorgeous. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous. Allison and I went for a hike on Saturday, climbed up to that monolith again, and it was super hot. It was like 78, 79 degrees, clear. Yeah, it was a nice weekend. And yesterday was just the same, right? So today is day 14 for me of this 75 hard challenge. And I've been really focused on this and feeling good about it. I'm still dropping weight. Friday night we traveled, so I was able to do some on the road stuff and still maintain my diet, get my water in, get all my exercise in for Friday. I did a 4 a.m. workout on Friday, and then I did another workout Friday. What did I do? I don't even remember what I did. I think I did the hike on Friday. And so I did the hike on Friday morning after the show, and then it's maintained the diet, drank, read my book. Saturday, woke up, went to the gym, did another. No. Saturday, I went and ran in the gym. That's right. And then I went hiking with my wife in the afternoon. So it was a good day. The boys baseball, I was out at the stadium. I kind of caught the tail end of the game on Saturday. That was awesome. Trent Wills scored the winning run. It was a slide into home plate to take the win over Santa Maria 2-1, I believe. That was awesome. Exciting day for the boys. Robbie Lardner on the mound, just hitting his spots, throwing gas, looking good. So that was fun to watch. Baseball is one of my favorite sports, obviously, playing it as a kid and in high school. And so always fun to catch a baseball game. Saturday night, some of you guys came out to 15C. That was fun. My daughter Abby had a show at 15C, another show, and packed the house, had a great time. She just continues to amaze me and get better and better. And so that was fun to be a part of. And then back on my diet Saturday, was at a wine bar, didn't drink. I was drinking this Lagunitas hop water, right? And so it's gluten-free, no alcohol, no sugar. What else? It's basically like carbonated water with hops infused, which is super refreshing and tasty. So I was drinking that, maintained my diet, did well, went over to the Onings for a big house party. Afterwards, Shelly Domingos may or may not have fallen asleep on the couch. I don't remember too much, but we had a really good time there. So thank you for hosting us. And then yesterday, church, and then work around the house and another hike. And so continuing, I'm day 14. I'm feeling good. This morning, I did not go to the 4 a.m. club. Yep, I'm just saying it right out in front. I did not make the 4 a.m. club this morning just because we got to bed way too late last night. We just could not fall asleep, and so slept in this morning. I believe in the power of a good, healthy night's sleep, and so I used to be able to live off of 4 hours sleep, and now I can't do that because my brain just starts to melt, and so I figured, okay, let's sleep in today till 5:30. Let's get the show prep done, and then let's get to the gym afterwards. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to hit the gym right after the show, do my first workout of the day, and continue to press forward. Day 14 of the 75 hard challenge. And so for those of you who have reached out to me, and I've got multiple people asking me about this challenge because they're kind of in similar situations to me. Like, hey, I need to do something to put myself in check, not really sure what to do. And so the 75 hard challenge is a big thing, right? And this guy sells books, and he's probably got supplements and meal plans and this and that. I'm not doing any of that. All I did was looked at what the requirements are for the challenge, and I'm holding myself to that. I take that back. I did download the app, right? The app allows me to track it. And so I'll just show you this on my screen here. Okay, so there's the app. It's literally a list of things that I have to do daily, and then I just check it off. That's it. So, and you don't even need the app, but basically it's this: no dairy, no alcohol, no gluten, no sugar, 2 workouts a day. One of them has to be outside. You have to take a picture of yourself every day. You have to drink a gallon of water, and you have to follow a meal plan of your design, right? My meal plan that I'm doing is like a protein, a fat, and a carb at every meal. And usually my proteins are like turkey or beef or chicken or pork. And then my fats are avocado, primarily avocado. And then my carbs are veggies. So that's it. That's protein, fat, and a carb at every meal. So, all right, enough about that. Let's check in with Mr. Anthony Reed. We are running late. Anthony gives us the news and incidents in and around the North County all the time. He runs a Facebook page called Paso Robles Incidents and Actions, and it has over 6,000 followers. And he is the guy that if you're walking around town and you see a guy with 6 scanners strapped to his head, that's him. He's just always keeping on top of all the emergency services. What's happening, Anthony?
Hey, Mike. Good morning. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jim Weeman is?
Jim Weeman. I know the name. I know he does broadcasts for Voice of Paso.
Yeah. So he's kind of the Craig Sager of Paso Robles sports. Do you know who Craig Sager was?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh, Craig Sager was a newscaster for the NBA. He worked with Charles Barkley, Shaq, and all those guys that do the NBA, like the NBA analyst. And so Jim Weeman is kind of like the Paso Robles Craig Sager, and so he's going to be at the game on a Friday night against Templeton. So he's I find him hilarious, just because I've known him for so long.
Yeah.
So I call him the Craig Sager of Paso Robles.
Nice.
So just whenever you get a chance, just look up that name, Craig Sager, and if you know Jim, then you'll see the relation. So
okay, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So in the world of news, kind of a busy weekend for local emergency services. Nothing major to report. But just a lot of fender benders, I'll say. Nothing real major to report. No deaths and no tragedies. Just a bunch of I would say, heat-related fender benders. And like I said, the CHP isn't reporting anything this morning. But however, they do want to just advise that that there's work going on Vineyard Road in regarding the roundabout that's being constructed there at the intersection.
Yes.
They just want to remind people just to be safe around that and just to drive slowly as they work more on that this week.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, that roundabout, once it's finished, I think it'll be nice. It feels like it's taken about 17 years, but we're getting close. I was through it a couple weeks ago. I think we're getting closer. So good deal. All right, Anthony, we will check back with you at 7:55.
All right, see you then.
All right, thanks. See ya. All right, that's Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions, and we appreciate all the hard work he does for us. Today, let's see, back to our normal schedule. The kids are back at school, and we are just trying to figure out what's happening, right? So we've got a school board meeting tonight, a special school board meeting happening tonight that is going to, let me pull up, I had the agenda in front of me. Let's see here. The big purpose for this is item 2.0. If you're looking at the agenda, again, you can find it on the school board website, but basically it's the approval of the revisions of the school reopening plan. That is the action item on the agenda tonight. That's item 2.1, and then item 3.0 is the public comment area. And so if you have a public comment, obviously go to the website. I'll post it in the chat. It's you can find the link to the Zoom that they'll have there at some point today. But you can also email public comments into board@templetoNUSD.org. Get those public comments in by 4 p.m. Pacific, and make sure that they are 450 words or less. And so that is the requirement. Excuse me. Let me see here. I will get this board link in the chat real quick for you guys. Boom, boom. All right, there it is. The link is in the chat for you. So the school board meeting tonight kicks off at probably 6:15. Yep, 6:15 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance, emergency procedures, roll call, order of business, and then into item 2.0, which is instruction, and then the approval of the revisions. And so public comments are welcome. As always, this is the school board's meeting for them to conduct the business. The board is elected by us, and obviously it's available for the public to view and comment. There's specific rules, and they call it, what do they call it? Decorum? I don't know. I'm just trying to jog my memory of econ and boards of directors meetings. But basically, there are rules that you have to abide by in these meetings, and with elected officials. And so they've lined out the rules. Both written and oral comments are limited to 3 minutes in length, approximately 450 words. You also got to raise your hand. And by the way, you can raise your hand in the Zoom by pushing a button, or maybe you can raise your hand on the screen. I don't know, but I think just if you click raise hand on the button on the Zoom, that's probably your best bet in order to get in line to get called on, if you don't get your letter in beforehand. So that, again, they're going to probably, I'm assuming they're voting on the plan that they rolled out to get these kids back to school together, the high schoolers anyways, next Monday. So speaking of back to school, spring break is over, and we have a regular week going on. Mr. Mack's going to be in here at 7:30. He's going to talk about all of the activities happening at the high school, whether it's athletics or other activities. Mr. Coach Farley, Joe Farley, the athletic director, is going to join us at 8:15. We're going to talk more scholarships this morning. We have, let's see here. Where is it? We have the Templeton, hold on, bear with me. Templeton Women's Charitable Club is coming in today. They're offering a scholarship. Chandra is going to be with us talking about that at 8:30. And so another scholarship opportunity for those seniors out there at Templeton Unified. More money out there available for your kids to be able to take advantage of, utilize in going off to college and continuing their education. So the Templeton Women's Charitable Club was established in 1913. Wow. So let me see if I can get a little bio. They're dedicated to improving the lives of others in Northern SLO County and the community. By joining together, we believe that we are providing a fuller life for ourselves and others in the general area. We provide a forum for women of the area to identify local charities that can best address the community's needs, supporting youth through scholarship awards and other school-related programs. And so they were established in 1913. Their club flower is gold rose. Their club colors are green and gold. And their club motto is strength united is stronger. They meet every first Wednesday of each month at 11:30, which I'm assuming is now virtual, or maybe it was virtual and now it's back in person. So we'll ask Chandra when she gets on how you can, if you are a woman who wants to be in the Templeton Women's Charitable Club, she would probably give you that information of how you can get involved. But again, they've got a scholarship opportunity available for seniors in high school. And so she's going to come on and talk about that. Lots of scholarship deadlines this week. The 16th, I know, is the deadline for the Shelby Sudbrink Memorial Scholarship. And so if your senior women athletes have not applied for that one, highly encourage you to do it. The email is liveforshelby.org. You can get on there and download the application, fill it out. There's an essay requirement. Michael came on last week, Shelby's dad, and talked about it. And so it's a really cool opportunity. It's $10,000 over 4 years, which is a lot of money. And as he said, it pretty much paid for 1 full year of tuition for a kid. So that's, and it's not just the Live for Shelby scholarship. It's not just the charitable women's scholarship. There's a whole host of them. I mean, we're talking maybe 15 or 20 left that are still open for applications. And so that's something to look into this week. And if you want, I've got a list. Mr. Mack has a list. We've got all kinds of lists available of scholarship opportunities that you can look into this week. But this is probably the week that you want to get down to it, because I think, like I said, April 16th is when a lot of them are closing. And so in case you missed it last week, and more about the scholarships here in a little bit, but in case you missed last week, on Friday, we had a great show. It was our first ever artist showcase. We had Natalie Lola in the house. Natalie's a local singer, songwriter, musician who plays out at lots of different venues and wineries. She's been playing out for 15 years or so. She came on the show. We got to know her a little bit. We talked about where she was playing, and then she sang a couple new songs for us. So that was fun. We're going to try to do that every Friday. And so if you've got a singer, songwriter, artist that you want me to feature, you can email me. Let's see if I can get my email address on the screen. Boom. morningbuzaroundtown@gmail.com. Please send me your suggestions. A couple more that we have lined up. We have Rolf Gierung, who is somebody that is a local guy that everybody knows. Rolf's going to come on the show at some point. And who else? I'd like to get Donna from Lulu and the Cow Tippers in at some point. And then maybe we'll get some of my bandmates in to talk about Small Kicks and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so the artist showcase, it seemed to go off well. I got good feedback. People liked it. There's been the question about why I don't play more music on the show. And, it boils down to licensing rights. I don't have the licensing to be able to rebroadcast music that I don't own the rights to. And so I'm looking into that. I don't know. I've never seen a live stream show, or maybe I have, that actually rebroadcast music, public music. So I'll look into it. I don't know what the licensing requirements are, but there are some thoughts about, okay, well, mix in a song here and there, and maybe we can do some music. And I like that idea. I like to keep the show moving. But I also like these long form interviews that we get to do to get to know people too. So probably a nice combo mixture of that somewhere in between is really the sweet spot. So, hey, if you want to get on the show, or if you have something to talk about, please email me at morningbuzz@gmail.com. All right. It's just about 7:30 and we've given this guy enough time off. And so now it's time for him to get back on the horse. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt McFarland, Activities Director for Templeton High School. Hey,
good morning, Mike.
You look refreshed.
I am feeling good, man. That was some good time off.
So what'd you do?
I took a road trip with my daughter. That was fun. Got to see some family. Yeah, just enjoyed a little time off. And then we got the race to the finish now at school. So
8 weeks, huh?
yeah, something like that. Is it that much? I don't even know if it's that much.
I thought it was 8 weeks. I could be
Oh
wrong.
yeah, a little under because we graduate June 10th. So yeah,
Yeah.
You're right.
Wow. It's pretty crazy, huh?
yeah.
So how is life being a dad of a senior this year for you as a dad?
It's kind of a mixed bag because you get to see the kind of the fruit that's produced in a senior. They, are kind of at the pinnacle of their education, in terms of high school, taking opportunities to make a difference in the lives of others. All that stuff's good. But then there's that, knowing that June is coming and then July and August. And if your child is going away, that's a hard one to swallow.
Yeah.
So
And is your child going away?
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We are definitely there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bittersweet thing for a parent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You want them to get out there and be where they're supposed to be and all that sort of stuff. You just kind of always hope they're being where they're supposed to be is with you. But
right.
In reality, that's not it. So
no, it's
you
not.
enjoy the time you have with them, and yeah.
But you've gone through it before, and it never gets easier.
Yeah, it never gets easier. But this is my last one. So this is my last high school student.
Wow.
So yeah, I've got one in Reno. I've got one with a career in Reno, married in Reno. I've got one in Templeton, married with a little one. And then I've got one who is at Cuesta waiting to hear about Cal Poly. And
and now your baby.
That's right.
Now is Hannah, she's doing track and field or she just did cross country?
She just did cross country, really enjoyed that. Really blessed by the relationship she made there and the opportunity to compete for the school.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. Yeah. Now she's kind of throwing herself into ASB and Link Crew and work. Trader Joe's girl, and has now she just turned 18 last week. She is working almost full time.
Wow.
Yeah. So
well, good for her.
Yep.
That's exciting. Trader Joe's, I mean, there's something about that place. They do such a great job of just supporting the kids in the community. I think there's 4 or 5, maybe even more high schoolers that work there.
Yeah. I would say there's probably 5. A number of years ago, they started hiring the 16 and 17-year-olds. And then, boy, I'll tell you, 3 of my kids have worked there, and it's a great place to work. Very positive environment. The people there, you've got in my case, I had my younger kids, starting at 16, 17 years old, working with older people who they could look up to, who had a good work ethic, all that kind of stuff. And the stories they would bring back, my kids would bring back of working at Trader Joe's are pretty funny. Just great opportunity. So sometime off air, Mike, I'll have to share some of those with you.
Yeah, please.
Great positive environment.
Awesome. Yeah, they and I know one of the guys there that's one of the I don't know if he's a manager or assistant manager, but super awesome guy. And yeah, they just everything about them. Their customer service is phenomenal. The store is always clean. They move the lines fast. Yeah, and they're always restocking. It's like always restocking. But I guess when you're the only store in town, you're that busy all the time, right? So
yeah. In reality, that's the only place we shop, actually. I know some people do Trader Joe's and they'll do Vons, or they'll do Trader Joe's and whatever. That's the only place we ever shop. So
I think it's the same with us in terms of food groceries.
Yeah.
Allison does a lot of Amazon stuff for like bulk items and laundry detergent and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, no, Trader Joe's is great. So and they're reasonably priced. It's not super crazy. So
and super supportive of the schools.
And I know that most of the people watching the Morning Buzz tune in to hear two grown men talk about grocery shopping, right?
Absolutely. Because it turns into a comedy show.
So it's riveting. Yeah, it's riveting entertainment. All right. So you were gone. You were unplugged. However, we still had some stuff going on throughout last week. Do you have like a recap? Do you have anything to kind of recap us on from what we missed over the last week? Because I didn't do a really good job of like talking, daily sports. Here's what happened. Here's what didn't happen. I kind of was relying on my sources, and really I got some baseball updates, but that was about it. I mean, what do you got for us from last week?
Yeah, well, softball had a couple games. They won both their games during spring break. We kind of think about everybody just taking time off, but our athletes aren't taking time off, and the coaches and obviously all that. So our softball team, they won both their games this week. On the other hand, on the flip side, our volleyball team, which are working really hard, great set of girls out there and coaches. They came up on the short end against SLO this week, but looking forward to the opportunity to get back in the winning side as they face Mission this week, Tuesday and Wednesday. And baseball, they won 2 out of 3. Ryan Dominguez had a great week. Let's see, they won 9-0 against Pioneer Valley. And that was with Ryan on the mound and Robbie coming in afterwards to finish up. They had a tough defeat against Carmel in the middle game of the season, middle game of the week, and then they finished up with a 2-1 victory on I think it was Saturday, and just a great play at the end to win it. Trent Wills. With the infield up, Trent Wills made the play at the plate, dived under a tag to win the game 2-1. And they open up Mountain League play versus SLO on Wednesday at home. So they'll not that other games don't matter, but league starting, so
sure,
that's important. Guys soccer, they only had one game over the week, and they had a long time off. They had 10 days off coming into this game. So you'd think maybe they'd be a little rusty or something, but no, they shut out St. Joe's 3-0. So that's great. So they're 2-0-1. That was their second shutout, and they have a 3-game. They continue their 3-game homestand. They play Orchid on Tuesday and Morro Bay on Thursday. So guys soccer is always exciting to watch, and they're doing great this year. And football, boy, tough loss. I know you were at that game, so I won't talk authoritatively because I wasn't there. But tough loss against a really good team. So, but then we get to play Paso this week, and that's kind of history in the making. As we don't normally play them, so that'll be a great opportunity to get out there and play. And I think that was all of sports. If I missed something, I apologize. Basketball starts this week.
Boys and girls.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know about that because I'm looking on Coach Farley's schedule and I'm seeing varsity boys basketball on Wednesday. There's nothing today.
Is it a game?
Yeah. St. Joe's Wednesday.
Home. Away.
Yeah, at home. And then they are playing Thursday, St. Joe's away. So, and I don't have a time on that. He doesn't have it posted. He sends out a thing every morning.
In your you're not an authority on this, and you're not. This is just two dudes talking. What's your personal opinion? Are we gonna get the gyms opened up for in-person spectatorship?
I'd like to hope so. I'd like to think so. I don't know.
It's well, so yeah, I mean, it seems like the state guidance is moving in that direction for everything, right? Except for youth sports at this point. So
it seems to. I mean, when you think of businesses and that sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah, no, that I would hope that at least at some point we can at least get the parents in to cheer on their kids as they have some of these basketball games. But in the meantime, they are available to stream. And so
Right.
nhfsnetwork.com, I believe, and all you got to do is search for Templeton High School and all the sports show up.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Mike, varsity boys tennis has started as well.
Oh,
And I don't know how they did. I think they had a match over the week. And I don't know. I haven't connected with a coach yet to get kind of connected on results and stuff, but I'm going to reach out to him today. And I know that they are playing, they're playing Tuesday and Thursday this week. They got Orchid here on Tuesday, and then probably Orchid away on Thursday. Yeah.
And who is that coach? Do you have his name?
It's a new one, so I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. Yeah, Mary Kay. She was both our girls and guys coach last year, and she retired. So I'm excited to see Lance Dunn play, though. He is. We got a lot of good tennis players, but he was one of our top ones last year. And Zach Gonzalez and Rushi Patel, and they got a bunch of players out there. They're going to be fun to watch. That's
fun. What a great time of year, springtime, right? To go out and watch these outdoor sports like that. And tennis, I'm sure you can probably watch in some capacity. I don't know. I mean, they don't have bleachers at the tennis courts, do they?
No, they don't. They have some picnic tables, but normally that's where the team is sitting. People who come and watch bring a beach chair or stand along the side, or if you're a parent, you're probably pacing back and forth, nervous, that kind of thing.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. So boys tennis happening. Track and field's got a little bit of a break, right? I think they've got something here at the end of the month.
Yeah, it's a busy week for a lot of sports. We got tennis, soccer, girls and guys soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball, football. I mean, we got a lot of things. Just missing swim and track, I think. But once those things jump in, so lots to be excited about.
And then outside of sports, there's a couple things happening with you. Before the break, we had ASB elections. And we didn't really touch on the results of that yet, but you've got your ASB officers lined up for next year.
Yep.
Okay. And then the plan, they're obviously starting the planning for next year, and do you have your link crew for next year also?
We're going to announce that this week.
Cool.
We've had a hard time. A lot of great people out there that want to make a difference in the lives of other people. So we're hoping to release that this week, and excited about the people that came to tryouts and that want to be a part of a good, diverse group of people from a lot of different groups on campus, which is kind of what we're looking for.
Yeah. And just for the people that may not know what Link Crew is, go ahead and just give your 2-minute kind of elevator pitch of what Link Crew is, what they do, the impact that they have on the rest of the student body.
Yeah, Link Crew is a group of predominantly upperclassmen who have been successful, are successful at the high school in whatever form of success you want. They're really involved academically. Maybe they've been really successful, but they're just good role models in whatever. There's no grade point average you have to have or whatever. These are just kids that have shown that they make good decisions, that they represent the school well in whatever they do. They're usually pretty involved in the school, and then they serve as kind of guides, role models, big brothers, big sisters to our incoming freshmen. Every freshman on campus has 2 Link Crew leaders, all the freshmen are divided into groups, and each one of those groups has 2 Link Crew leaders, and they're there to answer questions for them, to encourage those kids, to encourage our freshmen to get involved. They represent. Let's see. They'll bust into next week. We're going into some classes to honor our Freshman of the Month. They put on activities. We just had, before break, we just had a big water balloon toss for our freshmen. Other activities like that, just to get our kids involved, because research shows that the first 60 days of a freshman's time at high school really helps dictate what their first year is going to be like, and their first year really sets the stage for what their high school career is going to be like. So we really want to work hard to help our freshmen transition well from 8th grade over, so that they're ready to get the most that they can out of the high school. And even now, we're working with the 8th graders. We've put together a whole bunch of frequently asked question answers, video answers of questions that 8th graders have, and my Link Crew leaders have been filming responses, posting them in a Google Classroom that's available to all the 8th graders, so that they know exactly what life's going to be like when they get here.
That's awesome. And Link Crew is an elective.
Yeah.
And you have to basically apply for it. It's an application process that not everybody who wants to be in Link Crew gets accepted. But
there's a tryout involved. We don't really do an interview, more we do a tryout, and put a group of them together and have them work through some activities and see how they do working together as a team, and that kind of thing.
Yeah. And so for the students who are 8th graders that aren't in the district, but are coming into the district, do you guys have a way to reach them at this point, or not until the first day of school?
Probably not. I mean, we have given tours to people who know they're coming into the district next year. So we've done that, and we've met them that way. We're always willing to answer questions and that sort of thing. But in terms of them, I mean, we have a couple kids that they know they're coming here, and they've let us know. So we've got them into that Google Classroom as well, so they can get that information. But without knowing who they are, it's hard to help them out. But
yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Hey, can we shift gears? You got a minute?
I got about 1 minute.
Okay. Real quick, scholarships.
Yeah.
You sent me a list. We've got a long list. I've got the Templeton, who is it? The Templeton Women's Charitable Club coming in this morning to talk about their scholarship.
Yeah.
Boosters also has a scholarship. I was going to try to get Mindy or Melinda on this week to talk about that. What other scholarships do you know of that are closing this week?
Ooh, the ones that are closing this week, I'm not sure. But, shout out to Mrs. Miller, who helps kind of organize all those type of things. Such a great thing for our community to help kind of pave the way for our students to kind of fulfill their dreams, go into their dream school and that sort of thing. I know that a lot of those things are coming due, and a lot of them have already closed already. And you can see those dates and see those scholarships and the requirements. Some of them are pretty lengthy requirements, and some not. Those are all you can search for those on our webpage. Just in the search box, type in scholarships, and it'll take you to the scholarship page. Great, such a great program, and a lot of money out there, either from that are just for Templeton students or available to students in the county. But they have all the qualifications and that sort of thing listed on those. I know my daughter's put in for some of those and hoping to get some good news back.
Awesome. All right. I'm trying to navigate to the website here so I can pull it up. Templeton High School. Oh gosh, where is it? Templeton.
Yeah. So if you go, are you on the page, Mike?
I'm getting there. Bear with me. Let's see here. All right. Let me share the screen. Okay. I'm on the page.
Okay. So if that little magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner.
Yep.
Okay. If you type in scholarships.
Oops. Okay.
and then click on that. It should pave the way. Probably that top link will take you to it. And there you go.
Awesome. Okay. So here's a list. We'll go over this. I'll let you go, and then I'll just continue to go over this as we talk through the morning. I hope you have a good week.
Hey, thanks, man. And you can see a lot of those right just on your screen. You can see a lot of those are closed.
Right.
But shout out to those companies that have really invested in the lives of our students.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And there's more, right? We've got a bunch more. Oh, there's a few closing today. So let's go. I'll go through these here. Hey, if you guys want to get onto Mr. Mac's daily email list, he sends out a newsletter update every morning, most mornings, 95% of the morning.
If there's a game, the next morning we do it as long as it's a school day.
Yeah. So Mr. Mac sends this update out. It's a sports update. It'll come into your inbox. It's all you got to do is email him, mmcfarland@templetonusd.org. He'll get you on that distribution list, and then you can get it and be updated as to everything that's going on. Mr. Mac, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
You too. See ya.
All right, see ya.
All right, Matt McFarland, the activities director for Templeton High School. So here's the list. Again, we navigated through all the scholarships. There's a ton of scholarships, right? We've got a lot of them have closed. Some of them, okay, Shelby Sudbrink, we talked about that one. Extended April 16th is the due date. Vaqueras del Camino, that one's closed as of April 5th. The Templeton Drama Booster Scholarship apps are due today. Templeton Women's Charitable Club. This one says April 12th. We'll check with her when she gets on to see if that is in fact the due date today. CIF Central Section Scholar Athlete Award. Okay, that one's due today. On Thursday, Pastel Society of West Coast Art Scholarship due on Thursday. A couple new ones. Paso Robles Optimist Club due April 19th. A to Z Foundation Group Scholarship due the 20th. American Society of Civil Engineers due April 23rd. See, we've still got a ton of them that are open here. Templeton Lunch Brunch Scholarship due April 26th. Athletic Boosters has one. Again, we'll get them on to talk about theirs. It's due April 30th. And then here we got multiple miscellaneous scholarships throughout the year too. So lots of money out there for your kids who are wanting to go on to the next level of education, but may not have all of the financial means available. So if you want, let's see, actually what I can do is click on this and drop this link in the chat, and there you go. So that's the link in the chat that gives you the list of all the scholarships available. Each scholarship too is clickable, so you can click on it to get information on it. Let's see here. It'll take you to the application itself. So super cool that the high school has put together that list and made it all, user-friendly, all in one place. Boy, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, I don't remember how we got that information. I don't know if it was like a flyer that went out and it was just a checklist, or there was no websites. This was 1995. There might have been websites, but we didn't know about them. I remember when I got to Sac State, like the first day of instruction, we were given these email addresses, and they said, okay, you've got an email address. And I went, what's an email? What do I need an email address for? So what do? We just email people? Who do we email? We don't know anybody's email addresses. It was just the weirdest thing. It was kind of like Facebook. When I first signed up for Facebook, it was 2005 or 6, and nobody else was on Facebook that you knew of. So you're like, well, what do you do? I'm on Facebook. So now what? And you just kind of typed in like, hey, it's Mike. I'm on Facebook. And then it just sat there on this wall, and you didn't know what to do. So here we are all these years later, and look at us now. We're just like all about technology. We're live streaming now. This is cool stuff. Yeah, it's crazy how fast time goes and how quickly technologies change. And if we're not actively involved in changing with those technologies, then our kids are going to stop talking to us at some point because they're just not even going to know how to communicate with us. What's the big thing is snapping, like when they snap and they snap a picture of themselves and then type a caption, and they do that back and forth with each other. Like it's like a text, but with a picture, and the pictures aren't even like, you can't even see what they're like blurry half the time, but it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird stuff. I can't figure it out. All right. It's 7:55. It's time to check back in with Mr. Anthony Reed, Paso Robles incidents and actions. Are you there?
Hey, not much.
So are you a Snapchat guy?
No.
You're not? Okay. Are you Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. What's your major what's your like number one way of communicating on your cell phone? Is it DMs through Instagram, Facebook DMs, texting, calling, video chat? What do you do?
Kind of a mixture of all of those, actually. But primarily it's through a text message and a DM.
Okay. How about email? Are you a big email guy?
Yeah, actually, I get a lot of emails there as well, actually. So, yeah, pretty much anything like messaging wise, I'm on. So,
okay, yeah. I'm terrible at email, and probably because I spent my last 20 years in corporate America, and we were just like bombarded with email all the time. So now I just like, I at one point just deleted email from my phone because it's just spam. The other thing that kind of drives me nuts now is texting. For some reason, we've decided that when we text somebody, we expect a response back right away.
Right.
It's like, hold on, let me drop everything and answer this text. It's, and people get frustrated when somebody doesn't text them back right away. I'm guilty of it. I get frustrated. But it's like, wait a minute. What happened to the days with the answering machines? You would call somebody and they didn't pick up, or they were home and they just didn't want to pick up. You left a message, right? And then they would call you back when it was convenient for them.
Right. I've noticed over this last year that doctors' offices have moved into text messaging instead of calling. Like to remind you like when your appointment is. Like I've gotten like several text messages from different doctors' offices over the last year that said, hey, just a reminder of your appointment on such and such date. And then it says on the bottom of it, like reply yes or whatever to confirm or something like that.
Yeah, see, I like that. I'm a fan of that. What I'm not a fan of is text replacing email. Right. And people thinking that you just need to just answer it right away. That's super frustrating for somebody who, especially on a live stream show for 2 hours. If I get a text, I'm not going to answer it right now. Yeah. But anyways, all right, I'm done. I'm off my old man soapbox. It's Monday. I'm cranky. I need coffee. This is the Morning Buzz. In case you're just joining us, we do 3 times a day. We check in with Anthony Reed. He gives us the news, the incidents, all the things happening in North County. And so, Anthony, is there anything going on that we need to know about this morning?
Not of this morning. It's relatively quiet out there in the roadways and highways and byways and everything else. Nothing to report from the Paso Police Department, other than it is actually through all emergency services. It's actually Dispatchers Week on the Central Coast. So shout out to all the dispatchers. If there's anybody watching that works in that telecommunications week, is actually the technical name of it. So shout out to all the dispatchers and 911 operators and people in telecommunication.
What a job that they do. I'll tell you, I know that you, from your personal experience, had a dispatcher that was basically like a guardian angel for you after your accident.
Oh,
Um, and I can tell you too, from the standpoint of our family personally, 100%. Those dispatchers are special human beings that have the ability to just connect. Um, in a really specific way that helps people stay calm and gets information that they need to get. I mean, they're awesome. So hats off to all the dispatchers for sure.
Yeah, actually, my particular situation, as I've explained to you last week, and it's not for any reason that I did this, but I actually started praying with the dispatcher on the phone, and she started praying with me as well. So I was really thankful for that. So yeah, just shout out to all the telecommunicators out there. Even if you're not in dispatch, even if you work for 411, you're still helping people out. So it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, yeah. Again, congrats to all the dispatchers out there. It's National Telecommunications Week / Dispatchers Appreciation Week. We got weeks and days for everything. All I know is this week is Paso versus Templeton. So that's that's what I'm calling.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm actually going to be out of town for it, but I will be listening to it on the VOP with Jim Wingman and his crew. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Paso's coming off of victory. Templeton's coming off of a loss, and so, and these boys all basically know each other and are friends, and so it's going to be a fun game. So, all right.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Anything?
Nothing much at this hour. Just like I reported it in the first hour, it was a relatively quiet weekend in terms of major catastrophes. Just a lot of just random fender benders. There was actually a lot of them, but nothing really to report tragic wise, I guess, out of any of them. Although it's just the CHP is just reporting that they're doing some assistance with the construction off of a Vineyard Drive in Templeton, in the area of that new roundabout that they're putting in there. So they're just requesting people to kind of have your eyes peeled in that area and just to drive slow and just be safe.
Good deal.
Yep.
All right, Anthony, we will check back with you at the end of the show, 8:55-ish.
All right, see you then.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Anthony runs Paso Robles Incidents and Actions and contributes to the show 3 times a day, gives us the happenings in and around the North County. All right, I'm looking at the weather today. It's foggy, super foggy outside at my place. So foggy I can't even see to the end of my property, but it looks like it's going to be highs of 73 around 2 p.m., kind of cloudy, overcast all day for the most part. But that's what it always says. I'm guessing that it might like burn off and get up into the mid-high 70s. I don't know. That just seems to be what the pattern has been lately. It's 43 degrees outside right now. We've got sun setting tonight at 7:33. 97% humidity. It's a little wet out there, and the winds are out of the northwest at 4 miles an hour. It was windy last night. Did you guys notice the trees blowing around? I did. Yeah, it was a little windier than usual last night. I noticed that. So, it's a beautiful time of year on the Central Coast. We've got the hills are still green, which is nice. The flowers are starting to bloom. We've got little bud breaks on all the grapevines, and so that's fun to watch. People are starting to travel again into the area. You know, we're a year and a month removed from the first shutdown, and so now it's starting to feel like normal, which is nice. And I think by the summertime, I would be willing to bet that we are just going to be feeling like it's just another great summer. The fair, however, we're still kind of uncertain with what's happening with the fair. California Mid-State Fair has not announced yet, I don't think, what they're doing and what their plans are. I'm on the board of directors at the California Mid-State Fair for the Heritage Foundation. And if you know the Heritage Foundation, it's the fundraising arm of the fair. It's the nonprofit, the 501c3 that is dedicated to preserving and enriching the agricultural side of the fair, and supporting the youth programs like FFA and 4-H. And so the Heritage Foundation does a lot of work to kind of help the fair operations and build buildings and do all of these things that support those things. So we are still kind of planning tentatively for some type of fair to happen. We just don't know what. And so I maybe can get somebody on, Colleen from the fair at some point to give us an update. And as a matter of fact, let me write that down. Maybe Tom Gaffuri, but Tom's busy right now. So fair update. I'm writing that down. Update. Yeah, maybe I can tape an interview with Tom and he can come on and talk about what to expect or what we know at this point. But the fair also has these Fridays. Let me see, what California Mid-State. They do these markets on Fridays that you can go, and it's called a Mid-State Fair Market. April 16th is the next one, which is this Friday. So let's see here what they've got going on. Let me share my screen. Share. All right, so the Mid-State Fair Market is on Fridays. It's free. Okay. So April 16th, May 14th, June 18th, 11 to 6. So here's a list of vendors for April. They've got just different vendors there. If you want to go shop, they've probably got some food. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's just kind of like I guess if you call it like a farmer's market type situation, but it's inside the fair, and it's more than just food. It's crafts and small businesses, just anybody who's selling their goods. Let's see. Yeah. So if you want to become a vendor, cost is $25 per space. Space is 20 by 20, or $10 per 8-foot table rental. So that's super cheap. This is a great opportunity for any local artisans, anybody who has crafts or goods that they want to sell. Sounds like you can just rent a table for $10 and set up shop and sell some items. So pretty cool. That's happening. The fair is at 2198 Riverside Avenue in Paso Robles. If you have want to get more information, you could probably call 805-239-0655. That is the fair. What do they call it? They call it the Mid-State Fair Market. So there you go. It's a one-day shopping experience, monthly experience to find antiques, new and used items, plus handmade items from local artisans and crafters. So that is happening this Friday at the Mid-State Fair. Paso Robles Event Center is what they call it. So let me post this link too, so you guys have that in front of you as well. There we go. All right, so hopefully at 8:15 we've got Coach Farley, the athletics director, that's going to come in. At 8:30 we've got scholarships talk with Chandra from the Templeton Women's Charitable Club. She's going to come in and talk about the organization that she's a part of and the scholarship opportunity that's available for your seniors in high school. What else? Let me get the sports schedule just to recap what Mr. Mack was saying. Here we go. Morning sports briefing. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. All right. Here we go. So we've got volleyball versus Mission. This is girls volleyball at Templeton High School. tomorrow, Wednesday at Mission. Boys tennis Tuesday and Thursday. One home, one away. Boys basketball starts this week. Wednesday versus St. Joe's at Templeton High School. Thursday at St. Joe's. Okay, back to back versus St. Joe's. High school baseball Thursday and Saturday. Both games against SLO. One home, one away. Girls soccer. Okay, we've got Tuesday at Orchid, Thursday at Morro Bay. Templeton High School boys soccer, Tuesday versus Orchid, Thursday versus Morro Bay at home. And then obviously football is Friday. I think this date is wrong. What that's a wrong date, right? Am I losing my marbles? Yeah, that was last Friday's. So it's actually happening on 13, 14, 15, 16. The 16th is Friday. So versus Paso at home. And so maybe I can get Coach Carroll on this week. I'm going to try to get Coach Carroll on. Do we want, I don't know. Put your comments in the chat. Do we want to hear from Paso's coaches or any Paso representatives this week? Yes or no? Give me your thoughts in the chat right now. And if you do, then I'll work hard to get somebody on. If not, then I won't. But it'd be kind of cool. Coach Carroll's a great guy. And I don't know, could be a fun rivalry week, a new rivalry week. Say that once, just the right way. Rivalry week. That's hard to say. It could be a brand new rivalry week birth that is kicked off with Paso, and so. Again, I'm working on the boot. I got to get the boot done. I got to find a boot and paint it green and red. The boot, green, red, plaque. Who can make a plaque for me? If you guys know of any trophy. When I was growing up in Paso, everybody got their trophy from one guy. It was this guy named Ed Faith. And I don't know if you guys remember Ed. I don't even know if he's still around. Ed Faith had this trophy place in town in Paso. Ed Faith. I'm Googling him. Trophies. Yeah, he's probably not around anymore. But Ed Faith was this only trophy shop in town. It was down on 12th Street, I believe, over it's a Spearhead, I believe, is right there now. But Ed Faith's trophy shop was right there. There was another place that was right there called ACTV. It was just on 12th Street across from the newsstand. Everybody went in there. He had the market. He did all of the youth sports plaques. He did all of the photography. He did all the trophies. He did everything. And so I would imagine that Trophy Hunters and SLO. Okay, that's a good one. SLO. Nothing in the North County. SLO. And I typically don't like traveling south of Del Rio myself on the 101. But on occasion I'll have to get down to SLO, and so Trophy Hunters, I'll check them out. Yeah, but Ed Faith had the market just cornered, and gosh, there were so many stores like that in Paso. There was a shoe store. Actually, it was Dwayne Picanso, who was the mayor and city councilman for years. I think he had a shoe store in Paso that everybody bought their shoes from. And it wasn't Tackins. It was called, what was the name of it? Oh, now I'm showing my age. I can't remember. What was his shoe store? Cassidy's Shoe Stores? Is that it? Was that his shoe store or was that another one? I don't know. But there was a Cassidy Shoes in Paso. I got shoes at Kmart. I usually got the Velcro shoes. at Kmart because we were kids and we went through shoes like every 17 days. We would just burn. It looked like we were dragging our feet outside. Like the way we wore our shoes down looked like we were hanging our feet outside of the station wagon as our parents were driving 80 miles an hour down the freeway. I mean, that's how badly our shoes would get worn when we were kids. And so, or how about like ripping your jeans or getting a grass stain and your mom would just sew them up or put a denim patch on top of them? That doesn't happen anymore. How come parents aren't doing denim patches anymore? Let's bring that back. Is it just because they're so? I mean, jeans aren't cheap, right? I don't even know. Can you get denim patches anywhere anymore? Who knows? All right, Joe Farley is the athletic director for Templeton High School. We are graciously awaiting his arrival into the waiting room. I'm going to text him real quick and see if he got the email and if he's on board. You on board? For some reason, they have such a hard time connecting at the high school. Their firewall settings or something has an issue connecting with our live stream show. So hopefully Joe can get logged in and settled up with us and talk about all things Templeton athletics. Give us an update. He says, I will try right now. Sweet. Okay. Let's see if he can pop in. I want to ask him about girls basketball, what the schedule is for that. I know boys basketball kicks off this week. We'll ask him about who the name of the boys tennis coaches this week. We can talk to him about Paso versus Atascadero, kind of what Paso versus Templeton. See, that was a Freudian slip there. When I was young, it was Paso versus Atascadero, and I was Paso, and that was the big rivalry. Oh, I got a funny story. Speaking of when I was young in football, Tony Domingos so I'm going to invite Joe in to tell him this story. So Tony Domingos last week, I made a joke on Friday. Tony, for those of you who don't know, Tony Domingos was a class of 1987 St. Joseph graduate, played on the football team with Mark Brunell, NFL great, probably a Hall of Famer, I think. I don't know. But I made a joke on the Morning Buzz and told Tony that St. Joseph had reached out to Templeton Athletics, and they wanted the class of 87 St. Joe alumni to do the coin toss for the game on Friday night. And so Tony heard me say that and apparently bought into it and thought I was serious about it. And so he calls me after the show and he's like, hey, where did you hear that they're going to do that? I said, Tony, I was just messing with you. And he goes, oh man. So I thought that was funny. It's just, a little something to get Tony going on a Friday morning. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So everybody else got a break except for you, huh? What's up?
Yeah, I took a day on Monday and relaxed a little bit, and then I had our principal, Mr. Aston, cover me at the baseball game on Saturday. So I got 2 days. That's called
Awesome.
a spring break in the athletic director's world in 2020 and 2021.
2 days, perfect.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, I saw Josh at the baseball game, making sure that cars getting checked in appropriately and everything. So that's cool that he gave you that day off. That's nice.
Well, it was a little bit of texting, pleading, and please, pretty please, cherry on top, I'll owe you. And so,
did you do anything fun, or was it just?
I went to my in-laws' house. They just put a pool in at their house, so I sat in a hot tub and enjoyed a pool and got some sun and just relaxed and watched the Masters golf tournament. So,
yeah, what'd you think of that? First time a Japanese player has ever won.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome to see, and it'll be cool to see the results of his win many years down the road and just growing that game in itself, and I think tennis is growing too because they got the Japanese Naomi Osaka. She's been doing well lately, and with Hideki's win yesterday, it'll just keep growing those sports, and the more that people get involved, and the more we'll see kids come out for those things in high school athletics, hopefully. So.
Yeah, for sure. And that's probably a good place to start with the high school. Boys tennis, Mr. Mack had mentioned we've got a new boys coach this year. What's his name?
Gary Amadio.
Gary Amadio. And is he a local resident? Or how did he get involved?
He's from here, and he's actually helped out Coach Mary Kay the last couple years as a JV assistant or varsity assistant. And then he also works at the Paso Robles Sports Club out there by Barney Schwartz Park. So, he's familiar with some of the kids because they go out there, and then also there are some parents that go out there and play tennis. So he's he's very qualified for the position and been in the tennis world for a long time. And so we're pretty lucky to have him.
And does our boys team, are we pretty competitive in the league? I mean, how do we stack up against the rest?
Yeah, we've been pretty competitive, and if you paid attention to tennis any recent times, a couple years ago there was Colby Gray, who was just a phenomenal tennis player. I mean, I think he had some sort of ridiculous record of wins. So we've been pretty good, and this year we got a couple more pretty stellar athletes. Lance Dunn and Blake Lemstra are both strong tennis players. So we're excited to see with those two kind of leading the way and see what our younger kids can do. We've actually had quite a bit of younger kids show some interest in tennis. So that's always a good thing. And this year, because varsity and JV are traveling together, Gary can work with those younger kids a little bit more. And I also think that the success of the girls tennis team, they went undefeated in league. It's kind of been a little bit of a motivating factor for the boys too, to kind of get off to a good start.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to, hopefully I can speak with the new tennis coach to talk a little bit more about boys tennis. That's exciting. Hey, I wanted to ask you, it's something that I haven't really thought about, and probably not a lot of people have thought about. Friday night, we're at St. Joe's. Archie's on the sidelines. Archie's at the game. Saturday, Archie's at the baseball field. I mean, what's his schedule? And does he ever not work? Like, talk about his dedication and his
I mean, there's not enough thank yous that I could say to Archie. And I was kind of talking to the week before, the AG athletic director, I ran into him at the game, and we're just catching up and talking back and forth about the crazy schedules. And, some of these bigger schools, they have an athletic director, then they have an assistant athletic director, then they have a dedicated athletic secretary, and they have all these people that are there to kind of help them out. And, we're not going to complain at Templeton, but, there's myself as a full-time athletic director. And then we have Archie, who's the athletic trainer, but I joke that he doubles as the assistant athletic director. Yeah. And then, there's Sheila Delisle, who's the ASB and athletics clerk. And I think somewhere her contract says that she does athletics for 2 hours a day. That's a little off base there. She's around whole lot more than that. And definitely there, even during spring break, Archie and I were calling her to ask her some questions. So yeah, Archie's schedule, it's if and when the kids need him. So this year it's been even more challenging because he likes to go to the high contact or, the high risk sports, so if, in the springtime, he usually dedicates most of his time to the baseball and softball team, because during the spring season, those are kind of the athletes that are at the greatest risk. We ran into some problems on Friday because we actually had a home baseball game, and then we were down in St. Joe's. So he's like, where do you want me to go? I'm like, well, let's have you go to St. Joe's. And then, Templeton being an awesome community, I reached out to the Templeton Fire Department and said, hey, I'm not going to have my athletic trainer Is it possible that you guys can just kind of swing by? And I don't imagine that there's going to be anything serious as far as injury wise, but in case there is, you guys are at least on hand to be there for those players. So the fire department came out on Friday, and they parked at their big fire engine right behind the girls softball field, and they watched a little bit of the game. So
only in Templeton, right?
Oh yeah, only in Templeton. And even the fire department said, if we do get a call, we're going to have to prioritize that call and get out of there. And I said, that's fine. I just want you guys to show your face and be ready to go in case of an emergency. So I actually went to Archie's room because we didn't have any ice for the baseball team for after the game. So I went to Archie's office and grabbed some ice. This is after dropping off the COVID test that we did that day on Friday. So just running around like chickens with our heads cut off. But we go to, I get ice, I drop it off. When I come back to drop off the ice, the fire engine's not there. So I'm like, oh, okay, they must have gotten a call. Well, as I'm pulling out of Vineyard to drive down to Santa Maria, the fire engine's on their way back down to the game. So, it was very thankful for the team effort, and, we should be very thankful for Archie. He was definitely working overtime on Friday. At one point I'm on the opposite side of the field, on the St. Joe's sidelines, and I see them carrying Archie's table, to move it so a player who's injured doesn't have to walk all the way down the sidelines to the other side. And we should definitely be very thankful to Archie. And if you don't know who Archie is, then maybe we schedule a time to get him on here. I try to let him sleep in as much as I can. So these start times may be a little rough on him, but we'll set up a time, and the community should definitely know Archie and say every thank you that they can to Archie.
Absolutely. Yeah. He is one of the unsung heroes for sure. And at least I know from my boy's perspective, Noel has to get taped like every practice, and Archie's there to tape it. And it's just, that's one of many student athletes. Right. So yeah, he is always, and the kids love him.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves Archie. And, Saturday he's working on Josh Berna at the baseball field because everybody just knows that he's going to be at the baseball field, and that's where you go meet Archie. And it's just like, and Berna's a football player from, so it's just like, it's nonstop. So yeah, hats off to Archie. He, did you buy him like a trailer that he can pull behind his car so he can sleep in it? Or
I joke with him that so if you're familiar with the high school, the athletic trainer's constantly been in that front room, kind of the greeter of Templeton High School, and it's usually the one after school where all the kids are trying to pile into. So that's kind of where he's been the last couple of years. This year I was able to Archie had wanted to move some stuff over inside the gym foyer. There's the old snack shack that we use for the gym. We don't sell food or drink for basketball game, or we don't allow food and drink inside the gym because we have that new floor. So Archie's kind of expanded his footprint. So I joke that he's got to find somewhere to sleep, and I think there are some times that he's taking some naps on his table, but that's totally okay with me. I bought him some Chick-fil-A on Friday when I drove down there, and he was like trying to pay for it. I'm like, Archie, it's like I owe you big time for all this, so just enjoy your Chick-fil-A and we'll be all right. So
yeah, for sure. If anybody out there wants to contribute, let's just flood him with gift cards, because he's just like so deserving of that and more.
Yeah, Starbucks gift cards probably. He needs a little caffeine to keep him going.
Absolutely. All right. Real quick, any updates as to sports spectator guidance? Anything that we need to know about? Any breaking changes?
So yeah, there was kind of a change April 6th. So that was the middle of spring break. They changed the youth sport guidelines for outdoor sports to kind of follow outdoor live event guidelines, which is 20%. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where we've been this whole time, is trying to get 20% capacity at all these venues. We're going to take a little bit more of a look now that there's more clear guidance of what is 20%. at each of our venues. And like, the baseball and softball fields, there's some space out there. There's not necessarily the bleacher space, but there is some space for people to kind of spread out along the foul lines and in the outfield, especially the softball field. That's just surrounded by green grass, and clearly we had a graduation out there last year on that softball field. So there's definitely some room out there to kind of make it work and include more people and more spectators.
Okay, cool. Good deal. And then of course, everybody would be super mad at me if I didn't ask you, any comment on Friday night's game?
Yeah, I don't know how much you've talked about it so far.
I basically said we went and played a really big, fast, strong team that looked like they've been playing well together.
Yeah, they've been playing well together. They've been in that league for a long time. They're a small school, but they get some big guys. So it was a competitive challenge, and I think our team knew that going into the game, is that it was going to be all hands on deck, and we had that kind of next man up mentality and put our best foot forward. But it's tough. It's been a couple years since we took a loss like that. I've already talked to Coach Crow this morning, and I stood in kind of the huddle post game and heard how he addressed the team, and I think he's going to get the kids ready to go, and we're going to be excited. He mentioned in the post game huddle that one of their goals was to be the best team in SLO County. That's still right in front of us. So there's no reason to pack it in or anything like that. It's let's come back, let's get better and work together. And I'm actually really, really proud of how our players kind of handled themselves in the face of adversity, and that there was no quite turning on your teammate when something went bad, or, kind of letting the game get away from them and turning it into some extracurricular antics after the play. We went out there, we did the best we could. I'm sure there's plays when they watch film that they're going to be like, I could have done this, that. There always going to be those. But I think it was a tough game, and we'll see what happens this Friday night.
Yeah, it's I'm excited for this Friday, especially as an alumni of Paso. I'd love to root for Paso. However, obviously I can't, because my allegiance is to the Templeton Eagles now. But that being said, two great communities coming together. All these boys pretty much know each other. They've all played together most of their lives. The parents all know each other and interact together. So it's going to be a fun kind of week leading up to Friday's kickoff. And there, I think what we're going to see is a lot of kids having a lot of fun on the field on Friday.
Right.
And I'm excited about that. And it's time, Friday's loss obviously is a tough loss. But like you, I'm encouraged by what we saw and how our players conducting themselves with class. Our coaches, I mean, that's a testament to the leadership of the coaching staff too, right?
Yeah.
Those guys have taught our kids what it's like to face adversity, win, lose. You hold your heads high, you pick each other up. And
I think that coaching staff's very, very in tune with the personalities that they coach and work with, and they do truly treat every player individually. And some players need a hug, some players need a talking to, and they know that. And I think they actually have a coach that can do all those things. There's a coach that's there to comfort them. There's a coach that's there to joke with them. There's a coach to be the father figure, So it was a tough game, but I think we got a great coaching staff. We obviously have a great team. So we should be ready to go Friday night and put our best foot forward again.
Absolutely. Well, cool, Joe. Yeah. I mean, thank you for your leadership and the support that you give all the athletics, coaching staff and the students. So we appreciate obviously your continued hard work, and I'm glad you got 2 days off. So that's nice.
Yeah. And I said I was going to do this, I was going to try to do this interview from home. So I kind of
there
slept
you
in a little bit and drank the
Perfect.
coffee and kind of let it get away from me a little bit. And I was sitting there drinking my coffee when you texted me. I was like, oh shoot,
That's
forgot
awesome.
about that. That's why I'm
Oh,
sitting here still. So
perfect.
yeah, thanks for having me on, and we'll keep chugging along. We got more sports starting up soon, so
Awesome.
it'll be good.
Good deal. All right. Well, go Eagles. We'll chat with you next week.
All right, thanks,
All
Mike.
right.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Joe. See ya. All right, Joe Farley is the Templeton High School athletics director. We love him. He's an alumni, and he is just super great for our kids, our coaches, an awesome support and willing to do whatever it takes to just give our children the best athletics experience that they can get in high school. And so we are very grateful to him and his dedication. Thanks, Joe. Okay, at this time, we are running a little behind, but let's welcome into the program Chandra Needleman. How are you?
Good morning. I'm
Good
great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for hanging out in the waiting room and being patient
Oh,
with
yeah.
me.
I'm enjoying all this talk about sports again. I have 2 kids that play sports, so we are happy to be back out there.
It's exciting, right?
Right. It's
Yeah.
amazing for the kids, the coaches, the parents.
Okay, so what sports are your kids involved in?
I have a 5th grader who's playing softball right now. She likes soccer too. And then I have an 8th grader who will hopefully be doing cheer in the fall.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. We had the cheer coach in on Thursday for Templeton.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, how exciting. Well, good for you. And you guys
It
are
is.
members, you're a member of the Templeton community, right?
Right. Well, my kids are actually not at Templeton this year. We pulled them, but they're going back next year.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
but they're playing for my daughter's in Templeton Rec Sports right now. So
Got it. Perfect. All right. And so, Chandra, you're with the Templeton Women's Charitable Club, right?
correct.
Okay. I'm going to put the Templeton Women's, I'm putting your headline up here.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I get it right for you. All right.
And I'm the committee chair for our scholarship committee. So I'm very excited about that this year.
Okay. Did I spell your name right?
It's Needel, M-A-N.
Okay.
Thank you.
Needel.
M-A-N.
Okay. Let's see if that one's right now. I think I got it.
There you go. Perfect.
Perfect. Yay. All right. Yeah. So Cynthia reached out to me and said, "Hey, you need to get Chandra on the show to talk about the scholarship." And I was looking at it. Well, we'll get into the scholarship in a minute. I want to talk about what your foundation does, what the club does. But just to clarify real quick, is the deadline for your scholarship today?
We are extending it to Saturday the 17th, April 17th. So
Okay.
we're extending it. We had a few requests over the holiday. Students were trying to get letters of recommendation, and obviously teachers were enjoying a spring break, hopefully.
Sure.
So they asked for some extension. So we're going to extend it through 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 17th. So be sure to get those letters of recommendation this week. And we have 2 scholarships this year for $2,500 each. That's a $1,000 increase from last year. And although our name is Templeton Women's Charitable Club, both young women and men can apply for them. I think in the past there was some misunderstanding that they thought only women could apply for them, but it's for all Templeton students.
Okay, that's
And
good
it's
to know.
for Templeton seniors, and those are including the homeschool Templeton seniors, because some of them moved over to the 100% too.
Mhm. Okay, includes homeschool. Great. Okay. Well, cool. Let's talk about your organization, the Women's Charitable Club. I know you guys have been around for over 100 years. It looks like, according to your
Right. We
website.
were founded in 1913, and basically we just do good in the community. So we did a California Condors contribution this year. We've done some other contributions this year. We just look for ways that we can help our community locally and in California as a whole. And we do a lot of different things with Templeton. We've been a little limited, as other clubs have been as well, with shelter in place, and we've had to switch over to Zoom meetings, and it's made it a little harder to do outreach. But with things opening up again, we're able to get out in the community a little more.
And so talk about your income. Is it primarily all just members contributing, or are you guys
Members
actively?
and donations. And I'm not as familiar with it. I actually got involved with the club a little over a year ago. And I think I went to 2 in-person meetings, and then we had shut down. So I'm fairly new to the club, but very excited about helping where we can, when we can. And we're hoping to get some of our programs up and going again that have, been limited with limiting contact. A lot of our members are retired too. So there's been extra concern and being cautious with,
Sure.
getting out in public. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you guys don't have any like large annual fundraising type event that
Not
or
this
do
year.
you?
So
Okay.
yeah, they'll Brandy, we might have Brandy on. She would be great. She's our president and she could go into more detail on that. I'm just more familiar with the scholarship committee and
Sure.
what we do there. So
Okay.
she can give you more details. Again, not being involved in the club when they're not open to full capacity has been a little different.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's like my ideal club to be a part of, like a club that never meets. It's great. No, just
Yeah, well, we do Zoom meetings, and that's
You do
great, and
Zoom.
it's
Okay.
nice, and I actually enjoy that because for a full-time working parent, sometimes it's hard to make time for clubs, and Zoom's great because you can take your lunch break and you can be a part of it, and you don't feel like you're missing out. So
That's
it's
great.
I like that it's moved to that sometimes.
And when you guys are not in quarantine or this pandemic world, you guys are meeting once a month.
Right.
Typically, is it at McPhee's or where do you guys meet?
Oh no, I wish no. We have a building right next to Templeton Rec downtown on Main Street.
Oh, okay, the community center.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
got it. Okay, fantastic. All right, and then if there's a mom or is it a women's only club or can men join the women's club?
As far as I don't know the official rules on it.
But if they wanted to, they could go to templetonwomensclub.org and figure out how to be involved and be a part of the
Absolutely.
Templeton Women's Club. Okay, great.
Yeah,
So let's talk
absolutely.
about the scholarship itself. You've got a nominating or you've got a committee that goes through all of the applications. And does that committee consist of 5 people, 2 people? Is it a
6
pretty
right
big
now.
process? Okay.
Yeah, and it is a process, and I want to encourage students. We've had a much lower turnout on applications, which is why we've extended it this year. And I think a lot of students are having trouble putting together scholarship applications a little more because they haven't done as much in the last year.
Sure.
We've discussed that as a committee. We're very understanding of that. So if your grades have gone down some, if you haven't been involved in sports, we know that. We understand what's going on. So I encourage all seniors to apply. We consider all 4 years of activities, sports, part-time work, volunteering. Please apply. We want to consider as many students as possible for this. And it's a nice amount this year at $2,500. That'll help someone
Yeah.
with some books and tuition and things going into the future. So
Absolutely.
our applications have been way down compared to previous years. So we definitely want to encourage everyone to apply.
And do you have, maybe you can share kind of what your ideal candidate looks like, or what some of the winners in the past, what some of the characteristics that they've shared?
Right. We're looking for a well-rounded individual. So we are not going just on GPA. We also have discussed the fact that maybe your GPA was, a 3.5 and this year it's 3.0 or 2.5 because you've been distance learning and struggling. We're looking for someone who's, been involved in sports or other activities or hobbies or, something that, drama, anything that you're involved in with school directly or indirectly, even a hobby outside of school. We do ask about your future plans. I'm just looking over the application here. What do you plan to do as a career? What are you looking to study and why? We do have quite a few points for you to talk about, and we have a couple that say maximum of 800 words, and I think that scares students away. If you can tell
Right.
us about it in a paragraph, that's perfect. We just had some people that wrote, small novels on one point, and it's hard for us to review all of those as a committee. So keep it clear and concise. We're interested in where you want to go with your career and with your school. So And then if you've been able to, if you go to page 2 of it.
Let's see here.
And it is a little lengthy, but again, a paragraph for each is sufficient. We just want to know a little bit about you and what you're looking to do.
Great. Okay. Yeah. So you want to know what schools you've applied to. Okay. The degree that they're seeking.
Like your volunteer sports, offices held if you've been involved with student government. I would even include things that you have done since lockdown. You know, if you're a senior helping your first or second grade brother or sister with online school, that's a huge volunteer effort.
Absolutely.
So include things like that. And then what final degree you're looking to do, what profession you're getting into, and then kind of why you want to do that. If you've looked at the career, like have you volunteered in an office or been involved with that career that you're looking at?
Right.
And that's been a little harder this year, but again, we're looking at all 4 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And then two letters of evaluation. One has to be academic from an academic teacher. The other can be, please no family or friends, of course, but someone that you've worked for, a coach, anyone that has been involved and knows you well and can give you a good recommendation.
Mm-hmm. And kids, your parole officer is probably not a good. No, I'm just kidding. So are you able to talk about how many applicants you currently have, or I don't know if you're.
We have very few right now, and we have 2 scholarships to give. So I would apply this week.
Say it one more time. You have how many?
Very few.
Very few. Okay.
Very
so
few.
Yeah, I mean it's wide open, and for those kids out there, parents, if you're watching and you want to relay this to your kids, it is work applying for these scholarships, right? They're not like put your name and here's your email. It's like put forth an effort, do a little homework, dig deep, get some really good essays written, and put your best foot forward. This is money that these types of organizations are putting out there for your children's educational fund. And all it takes is a little kind of due diligence and hard work and follow through. And, who knows, maybe your kid will be one of the ones selected. So definitely worth the effort, right?
Yeah, it takes a long time to earn $2,500 as a teenager. So a few hours of writing, and I know that kids, are doing a lot of writing with online distance learning and part-time hybrid. But this could be really worth it for 2 students that we want to help them move forward with their careers and with their college.
Yeah. And so when did these kids find out if they've gotten it? Is it right
the first
away?
week in May.
Okay. First week in May.
Yeah. The first week in May we'll be announcing.
And this money can be used at their discretion.
For college fees, for as long as you're going to college, it's up to your discretion what you're using it for.
But you're just basically cutting a check to the student, and then
they have to be enrolled in a college, though.
Right. Perfect. Okay. How cool! This is great. And how many years have you guys done this scholarship? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it's been at least 8 years. This is my first year being involved with it, so I'm not sure how long.
And is this the first year that you guys are doing 2 $2,500 scholarships?
There were 2 $1,500 scholarships last year, so we upped them to $2,500 each.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
okay.
We wanted to help out the students. We knew that some funds have, some businesses and organizations haven't had as much money to offer seniors, and that seniors have had a little harder year this year. So we wanted to contribute a little extra this year to help them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a question that came from our chat right now. Are you accepting applications from Aquesta College transfer?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So that's good news.
As long as they're a current Templeton senior.
Say it, a current Templeton senior.
Current Templeton senior.
Got it. Okay, and that includes homeschool.
Correct, Templeton homeschool.
Okay, very cool. Awesome. Well, Chandra, is there anything else that you want to get out to the public before the deadline? Again, the deadline is April 17th at 5 p.m.
Yep, Saturday, April 17th. If they have any questions, they can email me I can also, if they have trouble emailing in their applications, we can also make arrangements to pick it up in an envelope. We just didn't want them to go through the mail in case we missed them. So
Got it.
I can make arrangements maybe with Miss Miller at the high school, but we can figure it out if you're having trouble, scanning everything and uploading it.
Perfect. And I just copied and pasted the link to the actual application. It's sitting in the chat for those of you that want to print it out and get your student in front of their computer cracking on this thing. So again, it's free money. It's another organization in our community that is focused on helping our children get the best education that they can get, and obviously helping out in the form of these donations and scholarships is a huge load off of a parent's shoulders, off of the kids' shoulders. $2,500 probably pays for books for the year, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
great.
even in a laptop.
Right, exactly. So cool. All right, Chandra. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show today. And again, I'll make sure that we're plugging this throughout the week to make sure that you guys hopefully get more and more applications in, because
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That's Chandra Needleman. She represents the Templeton Women's Charitable Club, and they are a local organization that's made up of women. The organization's been around for since 1913. So it's almost as old as I was going to say a joke about somebody. I was going to call somebody old right now, and I just couldn't think of somebody. But it's an old organization here in Templeton. They've been around for years. They have this scholarship. In the past, it's been two $1,500 scholarships awarded annually. Now it's two $2,500 scholarships as of this year. Don't know if they're going to continue to do $2,500 for every year after, but at least for this year, they have two scholarships available. Both of them are going to be $2,500 a piece. So I'm making notes because I'm thinking for my daughter, it's like, man, these are great opportunities for these kids to apply for these things. And we've got a list of other scholarships out there as well that, let me see here. I don't even know what I did with that link, but Mr. Mack sent me the link with all the other scholarships available. There's a ton of them. So hit me up if you want that link. I'll find it and put it in the chat again. Okay, just real quick, things going on in case you didn't know, in case you missed the top of the show. Tonight, there's a special board meeting. The board meeting tonight is going to cover, let's see here. Where is my agenda? I lost it. The big item on the agenda, actually, it's really only the purpose of the meeting is for the approval of the revisions to the Templeton Unified School District school reopening plan. And the plan is the kids will be in cohort A and cohort B will be back together. Now this is only referring to the high school, right? Starting next Monday, cohort A and cohort B will be back together from 8 to 12:45, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the entire student body, those kids who want to be on campus, will be on campus Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday all together. Wednesday will still be a distance learning day, but what this is in the wake of is the CDC guidelines, the public health guidelines saying that now they can go back to 3 feet instead of 6 feet physical social distancing. And so this has allowed the school to the school district to be able to kind of recalibrate what the plan looks like. And so now the plan is to get all of these students, everybody who wants to be on campus, back on campus together at the same time from 8 to 12:45, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Again, this is just the high school. Middle school, not at this point. Still waiting to hear if there's going to be any changes with the middle school, but as of now, it's just the high school. So tonight, 6:15 is the school board meeting. They're going to vote. It's an action item, right? They're going to ask and approve the revisions to this plan. Let me just put up here if I have it. Do I have it? Yes. The board is accepting public comments. You can email letters to board@templetonusd.org today by 4 p.m. to get your letter read, to get your voice heard at tonight's meeting. There will be a public comment section. So email them. You can also join the meeting. The link to the meeting is on the Templeton Unified School District site. Get on the main page, click on Board Matters. I'll just show you guys real quick. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. Here we go. Here's their main page. It's tusd.ca.schoolloop.com. Let me just drop that in the chat for you. Boom, boom. There you go. Click on that link and then you scroll. This is your homepage. You scroll down and you see Board Matters. You click on the Board Matters and it takes you to the right side, current board meeting access. So you're going to click on that and that's going to give you the link to get on to the meeting tonight. You can go on, raise your hand and talk during the public comment section. Or you can send a letter to this email address, board@templetonusd.org, to get your comments heard. So the agenda, you click on, let's see here. I think, yes, special board meeting Monday, April 12th. Click on that. And then that pulls up the agenda. There it is. So open session, and then approval of revisions, and then public comment. Those are the three things on the agenda tonight, and then announcements, and then adjournment. That's it. So, all right. With that being said, done talking about that. I'm going to be listening in tonight. You guys should be listening in too. If you want to have your voice heard, send those emails. At this time, let's invite in one more time today, Mr. Anthony Reed from Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. Let me stop that and bring him up. Hey, there you are.
Hey.
All right, we're closing out the show. Give me some good news. No incidents to report, right?
Nope, not at this hour. Everything is going. Like I said, CHP is just conducting some traffic controls of Vineyard Drive in Templeton, and they just want to make everyone is driving safely through the new installment of the roundabout that they're putting in there. And nothing else to report. All is good.
That's great news. Good deal. All right. Well, I appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow, Anthony. All right. We lost Anthony's volume there. All right. So it's the Monday edition of the Morning Buzz. Today is the first day of week 6. We did it. We made it through. And you guys have been more than gracious with your comments and just your feedback. And I just really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to listen and to be a part of the show with me. I'm just trying to get some music going for us here. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Is there music? There it is. All right. This is a song called Paso Made. So this is a song that we wrote about our hometown of Paso.
Something about our hometown, Red Cup summers and Vine Street lights. We button up every Monday and we tie it on Friday night.
I need to do a song that's about Templeton though. That's going to be on my agenda this spring, is to write a Templeton. I want to write a Templeton anthem. Let's write a Templeton anthem. I think I'm going to talk to my bandmates about doing that. I don't know what we're going to call it, but Rolf has a great Templeton song. It's called 32 Strong. So that's a cool song. It's about how the community rose together in the wake of tragedy with the Isaac Lindsay accident. and injury. So that is a cool song for the Templeton community. But I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do like just a fun, kind of happy-go-lucky Templeton theme song for the summer. Let's make it happen. So you guys are awesome. Again, everybody who has continued to give me feedback and give me ideas and content contributions has been great. So if you guys want to be featured on the Morning Buzz, if you want me to feature some information that you have, please send me an email. It's morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. We made it through the week last week. We're getting through this week. It's Monday, and we've got a fun week ahead of us with the Bearcats in town to take on our Templeton Eagles. So I hope everybody has a great Monday. I'm going to go work out because I didn't get my 4 a.m. club in this morning. So I'm going to go hit the gym. If anybody wants to meet me there, I'll be at the lab. It's Paso Robles. I know, Paso, but the lab is an awesome place. All are welcome, all shapes and sizes. It's hey, sweat does not discriminate. Go work hard. If I can leave you guys with one thing today, it's like empathy. Have empathy for everybody else's situation. You never know what somebody else is going through. And life is hard enough without us making it hard on each other, right? So be kind to each other. That's it.